Peace, family. This Underground Railroad. We here with the Black Dot.
Yeah.
I had the Black Dot around. I want to ask the brother Black Dot. I thought there would be no better person to ask, being this is the author of Hip Hop Decoded. And for those who don't have the book, I definitely advise you to go get it. Powerful, powerful book. So, but I want to ask you, Black Dot, first of all, how's it going, brother?
Everything is good, man. Finishing up a couple of new projects. You know what I'm saying? That I feel 2015 will be ready for. Urban Culture Decoded. As I told people, I'm going to break down this culture of the street life, the street culture. Everything that we incorporate in our everyday life has become our culture. You can no longer say hip-hop is a subculture, because within hip-hop, you have your own language, you have economics. We even have so-called anti-religious beliefs, because whatever religion are you dealing with, as long as hip-hop is, you know, you real with the hip hop, will allow that to slide, or so to speak. So, but it has every component of a culture. It has the artistic aspect of hip hop, you know, the dancing, the b-boying, all of the artistic. It has, like I said, gangs. It has politics involved with it now. So 20 years ago, you know, when KRS-One was saying hip hop is a culture, a lot of people, you know, blew it off, but now it has grown. Remember, culture takes time to grow and cultivate. So now we're at a point now where it has every single component necessary to call hip hop a culture. But it's an extension when you talk about urban culture, the streets, everything that goes with it. Drug selling is a culture. I'm sorry to say, that shit is a way of life. You know, for young inner city kids, it's an institution. Basketball playing is a culture. It is a way of life. Some dudes do it and understand the spiritual essence of the dance with the basketball and matter, you know, transferring from one place to another. There's so many different elements to culture that I think nobody has really pulled the rug up to say what's really going on. Twerking is now a culture. It is a way for sisters, whether you agree with it or not. See, we got to stop talking about the way we want things to be and deal with the way things are. And that's the problem. Everybody's spitting from the pulpit about the way they want things to be, and it negates the way things really are. Whether I like twerking or not, sisters is making a bundle of cash doing it. They can now go from the street level to Hollywood. It's twerkers in Hollywood now.
Professional twerkers.
Professional twerkers. So now we have to accept the fact that this is an extension of hip hop, because hip hop birthed all of this kind of street culture to a certain degree. So all of it is culture now. So Urban Culture Decoded is going to break down piece for piece, limb for limb, what we call our way of life. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a monster.
So there's a couple of things I just want to ask you about. Just, you know, current, you know, we dealing with the current state of hip hop. Definitely want to get into the, you know, Black Twitter and Black Facebook is more vocal than they ever have been. You know, before people didn't have a voice, but with Twitter and Facebook, you know, when stuff happens in the media, you hear Black Twitter and Black Facebook go off on a lot of issues. In particular, I wanted to ask you about the thing with Snoop and Iggy. But before we get into that, I just want to get your opinion real quick. What you think about the Shmoney dance at Bobby Shmurda?
Again, you know, that's not my generation.
Right.
And normally, if you know Black Dot, I go way in on that. But I have to be able to understand that this is a new generation. And with the youth, because at one time I was a youth and we was doing the Pee Wee Herman, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just thought we was crazy. So this is like the new Pee Wee Herman, so to speak. So as an elder of the culture now, one who's seen it, you know, seen it all and been there, I have to sit back and allow the youth to express themselves in the way that they see fit. Trust me, this is growth of Black Dot. Because normally I wouldn't care if you was 12, if you was wilding, I was going in. So now my perspective is just a little bit different. Then, you know, for me to stay in tune with the youth, they like, yo, son, you got to listen to this. So I listen, and the beat is kind of hot. I'm not doing the Smurda dancing. I leave that to my, you know, my shorties in the hood. So it's one of those things where we can't be so critical when we had the Pee Wee Herman and other dances that we did, that if you looked at it now, you're like, damn. But we got a pass because we was 14 and 13 years old and things of that nature. hip hop as a whole, or I'm pro hip hop, I'm anti rap. I'm gonna say that again. I'm pro hip hop, I'm anti rap. So everything dealing with the rap industry, which is corporate driven and corporate structured, they're not into upliftment of the culture, intelligence in the lyrics, breath control, vocabulary, vernacular, all of that stuff that an MC would, encompass. If the beat is hot, it's hot. Shit is shit. Young Thug is saying, I don't know what he's saying. He's the new James Brown.
Did you hear that song, Lifestyle?
Son, niggas is like, the whole BET Awards was like...
The beat was hot, though, huh?
The beat was hot. So that's where it's at now. He the new James Brown of the shit. Well, like, you don't know what he's talking about. But the beat is hot because, see, corporate America is just looking to move their units. Soon he'll be on a regular TV show, a talk show, at Hollywood E or one of these shows, and they ever accept the way he dressed. He calling guys hubby and all of this whole kind of stuff. And because that's just a part of that rap culture. Now, MC can rap, but rarely can a rapper MC, and I always say that. So when you rap, it doesn't require the prerequisite skill set that an MC has to go through to, because the MC has his culture, he has his neighborhood, he has all the MCs that came before him on his shoulders, so to speak, and he or she is trying to advance the culture. Kendrick Lamar is an MC. He's trying to advance the culture, remove us out of this loop of who can make the dumbest songs that don't make sense. And it also partitions our generation. We base everything on intelligence. This generation, they doubling down on themselves, and it's being proven. The dumber your lyrics are and the hotter your beat is, that's hot. People don't care about you trying to teach them. They just want something hot they can boogie to. For all my MC purists out there, you're just going to have to accept that. Whether you like it or not. Let's get out of what we like. I don't like faggots, but they here and they flexing their muscle and doing, I said faggots. I'm not even going to be politically correct with it. So we have to begin to put ourselves in position to understand that this is the new reality that we live in, and not enough of us are putting the mental fortitude and the mental energy together to change it. We're being overwhelmed by the masses, 85ers, who are taking over with their thought process and things of that nature. So we are becoming an endangered species. And if you like hip-hop, it's such a lost art in itself that when you hear pure hip-hop now, you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard that in a long time. So that's where we at with that.
Do you think the phrase keeping it real is officially dead and people should just stop saying it?
Well, I said my breakdown of keeping it real was R-E-E-L. You know what I'm saying? Real, like a movie reel, because that's what it is now. It's not R-E-A-L. So when they keeping it real, they making it for Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now when an artist comes out, they keeping it real because they're trying to go from hip hop, which is not selling a rap, should I say, which is not selling a lot of records, to getting themselves some kind of endorsement deal, which they hope can lead them to Hollywood to some kind of reality show. So in that sense, keeping it R-E-E-L is what's going on, not R-E-A-L, so to speak.
Recently, Black Twitter and Black Facebook erupted when, this whole fiasco with Snoop. And Snoop's pretty much OG in the game, been around since the early 90s with Dre. Everybody know about Snoop. Everybody know what he's about, his lifestyle. What he represents, that whole pimp type swag type era, He recently apologized, he got into a little spat with Iggy Azalea. This is the Australian rapper who became real popular this year with a couple of songs she came out with. She got some hot beats from DJ Mustard. T.I. been co-signing her hard. I think she's on T.I.'s label. So she kind of blew up this year. Had a couple of top 10 singles on the charts.
Yeah, sure.
So
I was even rocking the fancy for a little bit. I'd be in my car. Come on, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's DJ Mustard on the beat. That's
I could tell the beat was just like, And see, not to sidetrack, but the beat is important to us because we are a beat.
Right.
We're a heartbeat. Everything around us dealing with rhythm in some form, in nature. So that's the easiest one. Remember, music's the only thing that can enter the subconscious mind without your permission. You couldn't stop the beat from banging if you tried to.
If you tried to.
So therefore, the easiest way for us to accept something of that nature is to put a hot beat on it, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll be rocking, and you won't even know you rocking. You be in the car leaning like this. I be cranking my joint up and be like, this is some bullshit.
It's subconscious. You don't even know it, huh?
And it's subconscious. So, you know, back to the Iggy situation.
So Snoop got into a little beat, started dissing her, saying she looked like the white girl from the Wayans Brothers movies. What's it, White Girls?
Yeah.
When they dressed in drag. So, you know, people was calling it cyberbullying. But what I want to get your opinion on is, you know, Black Twitter and Facebook kind of didn't like when Snoop apologized to her. And why is this? Because they said Snoop has made a living out of calling women bitches, black women, hoes. You know, like I said, he got that pimp type, you know, swag with him.
On chains
at the they was on the dog on the BET Awards.
Yeah.
So there's not the BET, the MTV Awards. So they're saying he's made over decades of music, calling women bitches and, you know, proclaiming to be this pimp, and never apologized. But all of a sudden, he gets in an argument with this new white rapper, female rapper, and he apologized within 2-3 days because T.I. calls him and tells him to apologize. So what's your opinion on Snoop's apology? Should, you know, Black Twitter and Facebook, are they just too damn nosy, or do they have a valid point here when it comes to that?
That's a great question. Well, Black Twitter and Black Facebook are now becoming a little bit more aware of certain issues that they really didn't care about prior. So I'm loving the fact that people are now voicing their opinions, but see, it runs its course. At some point, even dead people go, damn, enough is enough. You see what I'm saying to this? So people are now voicing their opinions on critical issues, and to me, that's a sign that people have hit rock bottom, and now we are ascending upward to a certain degree, and certain things we're just not going to allow to fly anymore. Right. You know what I mean? So these platforms used for that purpose, I think is great. You know what I mean? And I think the people are right. For years, Snoop just took it to levels beyond low. You know what I'm saying? When he brought them sisters out on the leash, I cringed. You know what I mean? And then he's been, like you said, been calling sisters bitches for years. But now you call some white woman a bitch and you get a call from T.I. Like, well, who the fuck is backing T.I.? That's my question. You know what I mean? Because when we talk underground in the so-called conscious community, we thinking Baphomet and all this so crazy shit. But there's an original underground, or underworld, should I say. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you hear underworld and you thinking something. No. Gangsters been extorting the music and movie industries for years. But it's been based on Russian mafia, Italian mafia, even the Jewish mafia. Now we have what is called the hood mafia. Because there's so much money being made, a lot of these dudes need protection. And a lot of these dudes are protected by gang members or people up in high places that we wouldn't even fathom. The truth is stranger than fiction. T.I. did no jail time. He snitched. He got caught with a whole stack of guns. If I get caught with a razor right now, nigga, I might need bail. Let alone he got caught with machine guns and all this and did no time. Who's behind T.I. is my question. Right. For him to be able to call another OG from another coast and say, look, son, you need to apologize. You know what I'm saying? And who's backing Snoop? Because Snoop came out the woodwork. Snoop was hiding from Suge and Peekaboo and all this shit. And now he just out in front like he is the OG of OGs of L.A. Who's backing him? You know what I mean? When we talk about unseen hand and unseen world, there are a bunch of extortionists on multiple levels. You can quote me on this shit. Not just gangsters who run up on fake rappers taking their chain. It's corporate gangsters and extortion going on multiple levels. And a lot of these dudes have corporate protection and things because they are an asset to some corporation. And corporations have goons too.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That protects certain artists. This is why certain artists are never in trouble. Diddy has never truly been in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he in some kind of trouble, his troubles disappear. Right. Why is that? He a black man from the hood. What kind of connections does he have? And these are the aspects that we don't want to deal with. So for him to have to apologize to some white chick from Australia for calling her a bitch, he should have called her a bitch 10 times over. Fuck you, fuck T.I. Yeah, she a bitch, I said it. What? At the way he treated black women. So we understand that they have sunken the black woman to such a low level that you don't need to apologize to her. You can say whatever you want to say. Like, you know, we was mentioned before you turn the camera on, Mayweather called T.I.'s own wife a bitch. And I didn't hear T.I. have to call him and tell him he needs to apologize to his wife. But you're going to have him apologize to some white chick. So you understand the dynamics of what's going on, because she is the new female Eminem. You can call it what you want. She gonna move numbers.
Yeah, numbers, yeah.
She gonna move those numbers. And remember, when you're talking about corporate, and a lot of times we have a tendency to make this personal. Why aren't these labels putting out positive music? Because that's not their job. They are a corporation. And corporation is about its numbers. Every quarter they're moving its numbers to make sure that their shareholders are successful and pleased. And it has nothing to do with ethnic and their ability to put out conscious so-called, that's all bullshit. That's all black people shit. You worrying about that, so you need to regulate that on your own. Where's our mob that regulates what these so-called rappers are saying? We used to have dudes, you know what I'm saying, that used to go in and put that work in to make sure you represented us, and that's a part of the problem. We're operating or looking at this from through a moral lens at an immoral world, so it makes absolutely no sense at all when you're looking at the world through a moral lens at an immoral world. And our problem is we keep waiting for somebody else to regulate what we have to regulate. At the end of the day, Pepsi don't give a shit about the diabetes rate.
Right.
They move in Pepsi.
Right.
And whoever's with us, get this Pepsi money.
Right.
If you're a young black executive and you take a job for Pepsi, you better throw all your ethnic moral shit out the window. Because they're going to want answers. Dude, we trying to move Pepsi. You supposed to be the urban representative, nigga. How can we get more sugar up in these kids, nigga? You know what I'm saying? KFC ain't changing their recipe. Give a shit about your moral and your high blood pressure and all that. They are a corporation. Rap is a corporation. Hip-hop is a way of life. I won't get too deep into it. Rap is a subculture, but it is a corporation. It's all about the numbers that they're moving. And when you're able to accept that, it all makes sense to you. So now the most grimiest songs that make no sense, that people are jumping up to because it keeps them excited, that's what it's about. Let Black Dot come up with some super intelligent quantum shit, and niggas be like, nah. We can't sell that, nigga. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at with it in a nutshell. And Snoop should know better. Snoop has a wife and children at home, but he's playing a character. And that character is for him to say whatever he wants. It's all about shock value now, remember. Right. It's all about shock value. You got to have some shock value to whatever it is you're presenting to the people, because we're trying to... And remember, ain't nobody making no money off rap no more. It's your connection and corporations that will connect with you, that enable you to make a few dollars, because the industry is totally different now with the free downloads. I told people 5 years ago, soon, they just going to be giving the albums away. You know what I mean? Jay-Z that was the test run. Yeah, get the album for free. Yeah. Just download it. Because it's about the corporations that are gonna sponsor his album to make sure he move his units irregardless. And that's gonna be the template. You know what I'm saying? Look for Dr. Dre album to probably be the next one, if it ever comes out, to be the next big selling point where they're gonna show you it ain't about selling units no more. Nobody is selling units for that matter. It's what kind of corporate sponsors, and corporate sponsors are crazy because they don't care about your past. You sold drugs, that's fine. Can we move units with you? You know what I mean? Can we do this and that? So that's where we are in a nutshell of what's going on. So somebody needs to truly check Snoop for the opposite of what I would check him for. Normally I would check him for, why you calling black women bitches? Now somebody need to check him like, why you apologize to that white bitch? You see what I'm saying? Somebody need to check him on that. You know what I'm saying? And pull this back in. So that's where we are. I'm loving what Twitter and Facebook, you know, to a certain degree, more and more people are beginning to voice their opinions. And once the people speak, change has to be made somewhere down the line.
Do you think, I noticed you mentioned about T.I. getting off with all the guns and everything. He's been real vocal within the community. He's a good speaker, intelligent brother.
Yes.
One thing I noticed is in Ferguson, not just in Ferguson, but overall, the youth is starting to reject the leaders that they gave to us. Such as Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. They're starting to get booed off stage. The youth aren't responding to them the way the elders did, or the way the elders accepted them. So my question to you is, do you think they could possibly be planning to have T.I. or other rappers on that same platform Al Sharpton had, where he keeps the people calm and he tell them don't do this, don't do that?
You better believe it. You better believe it. They're going to be the next ones up to represent or quell the consciousness of the people. It's just that simple. They can't have chaos in the street and don't have people that they can go to and say, listen, get this shit in order. You know what I'm saying? Every time there's an outrage of parents concerned about rap music, who steps up? Russell Simmons, Kevin Liles. These dudes just come out of the woodworks. Calm down. And they always hiding behind the pretense of freedom of speech. And I'm all with freedom of speech, but that's just some bullshit they hide behind. Oh, freedom of speech, we can't. So how come they ain't saying nothing positive? You know what I'm saying? If it's all about freedom of speech, how come only thing being promoted is the negative shit? So don't give me that double talk about freedom of speech. But all of this is a program. This is all that boule shit. And these young dudes are now being groomed to be the next ones in position to, you know what I'm saying, be the so-called community leaders. Because let's face it, the youth respond more to rappers than anything else. If the rapper tell them to drink this, or party like this, or do the Smurder dance, whatever that shit is, they on it. So that's power. You know what I'm saying? The problem is we don't realize that we're the ones with the power. You know what I'm saying? The illusion is that they have the power because they cutting checks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get a nigga from the hood who never had nothing and somebody cutting them a check, you can forget about it. So they know as long as they can continue to cut checks, they can pull these so-called next generation of leaders out. Because remember, Jesse Jackson, all of them are two generations behind when they truly had their power. Right. Now, this generation ain't pulling no punches. They're like, boo, get out. We don't want to see you. Al, we don't want to see you. We want to see somebody we can relate to.
Right.
But how many of these rappers can truly relate to what this, you know what I'm saying, the youth as a whole are going through when they sitting being sponsored by corporate America? You know what I mean? If you can't speak and say what you need to say, you are a slave. I don't care how much money you make. And now these rappers, rarely do any of them big rappers come out and speak the truth because they have corporate sponsors they have to answer to. Then you a slave. You are powerless. I don't care how much money you got. Black Dot can say whatever the hell Black Dot want to say because I'm not being sponsored by nobody. You see what I'm saying? And that's the generation that needs to truly step up where money don't matter. Son, I've said it a million times. I'll shovel elephant shit at the circus to feed the babies. You know what I mean? This is bigger than any corporate check you can cut. But as long as these rappers are afraid to lose their endorsements, then you just a corporate hoe. It's really that simple. I'm not hating. You can call it what you want. But whenever you can't say and speak up for your people and you know something is wrong, but you got to go, oh, I can't say nothing. Or let me get permission to throw an organized event, you know what I mean, so that my corporate sponsors can be behind us and say, yeah, we promote this, is the only way these dudes move. These dudes are powerless. I don't even fear them on the street because I'd sue them if one of them tried to attack me. I'm not going to go get the old school crew. No, I'm going to go to court and file my papers. This nigga hit me. and watch this nigga get nervous because now I'm fucking with that money. Point blank. And a lot of people are up on that. Paparazzi, they be egging people on because they just trying to get paid, dude. It's just about money in this particular society. So I be in the club and I shake a lot of these niggas' hands. And I say to myself, damn, did I say something about this niggas? I talk about everybody and shit. I don't know half the time. But I don't walk through fearing none of these niggas. Because as soon as you strike me, I'm going to hit the ground and be like, I've fallen, I can't get up. Somebody will be filming it because in this day and time, niggas is not going to help you. Niggas will pull out the camera first and watch you get beat down before they call 911 to help you. And that will be great. Look, Black Dot got hit over the head by a rapper. I'm falling. I can't get up. I will be in court the next day like this with neck brace on. Yeah, 12 million. You see what I'm saying? So all of this shit is corporate sponsored, and not just the rap industry. They doing with all of this kind of shit. You know what I mean? I don't even listen to rap. Let me share the shit I listen to while you in the fucking car. I listen to this shit. And this shit, KTU. This the shit I listen to. And I'm being 1,000 with you, nigga. You know why?
Why?
Because it's like putting a dirty glass of water near a clean glass of water. This rap shit is so nasty and so vulgar that when I'm in the car with my daughter, I gotta listen to this party shit, this Ariana Grande shit, just so my daughter won't be, you know, somebody ain't talking about sliding her panties to the side. And I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'm trying to protect my children at all time. Then I started listening to it so much, I started liking some of that shit. You see what I'm saying? This dance music is the shit, son. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how low rap has sunk. And it's sad to say, but there's so much truth to it. So I'm pro hip hop and I'm anti-rap.
I appreciate the time, Black Dot.
Indeed.
Always a pleasure to get your perspective on this hip hop thing. Like I said, you're the first person I want to come to when I heard about this. And we signing out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.